I want to talk to you a little bit about the tour that you've got coming up.
Yep.
And when you begin rehearsals, how much material do you provide to the band in terms of the songs and them getting the songs? I know on Another Love, one of the V-Blogs, there was 19 different mixes that you guys created.
Yep.
Do they get the album mix? Do they get a different mix? What do they get?
Yeah, I'll give them, it depends on who it is. The drummer, I'm just going to send him the album mix. That's all he needs. Some of the singers, like background singers or singers, I'll send them the album mix plus a vocal-only mix. So they can really hear what's going on underneath all the layers. So that's good for them. Let's see, what else? The keyboard player, bass player, guitar player, I will send them mixes without the melody on it. So they can hear the band, we call it the band-only track. So they can really hear, okay, what is that little keyboard part that you might not necessarily hear well with all the vocals or the piano slapped over the top of it. So I'll definitely send them that. And I'll also send them if I wrote out any charts or not. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't.
And if you don't, they just go by ear?
Yeah.
That's cool. And obviously with all the collaborative folks that came in and played on the album, that poses challenges, I would imagine, in a live, replicating the song on a live setting.
Yes.
Do you kind of view the song live as a mirror image, or is it kind of left to the interpretation of, obviously if there's not a bass on a song, if it was a synth bass and you're going with a live bass, how does that work?
Actually, I have a new bass player that plays key bass. So this time around, we're actually using the key bass. But, again, depends on live, does this song need a little extra energy in terms of staging? You know what I mean? So if he's playing key bass, he's stuck. If I need him and the guitar player to run around and do some things, well, you know what? We're going to switch it to live bass, a regular bass. So there's different factors, that come into play. Like the song That's Life, actually he's playing key bass because the song is a little more low-key, a little more chill. So I think the key bass is important on that song because it's really a big part of that sound. Number two, one of the challenges was, okay, we don't have Earl Klugh on tour with us. And then there's like 5 guitar parts going on that song. Obviously, I only have one guitar player. It's like, okay, let's pick out the most important parts. He's playing the top part. Ding, 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 ding. When the acoustic guitar comes in, he sort of plays the line, but then I have my sax player double it. So it becomes just a different, new, live-type way of doing it. Obviously, there wasn't sax on the record, but I have to utilize what instrumentation I do have. Certain things are mirror images, like the key bass, obviously, and some of the keyboard parts, and some of the guitar parts. But other things you have to just adapt. The song Skies Wide Open, to do that song live, we felt that we needed to have like a really strong ending. The album version just does its thing. It just kind of stays at one level, which is great. It's an album version. It sounds great. It does its thing. But for the live thing, we wanted to really make an impact and end on a strong note. So we, right before we break it down really soft, and then we just build it into this whole other, we sort of take it gospel a little bit out on the ending, on the vamp out, and it just becomes like this huge thing and gets people standing up at the end. So I always like to change the live versions so that it makes an impact.
And it's different from what the people listen to on their way into the show.
Exactly. There's definitely plenty of the original in it. You'll know it and you'll remember all the parts, but then, you always got to put a twist on there. for the live. Otherwise, why are they going to come out to see you?
Right. How much rehearsal time do you put into with the band before you jump out onto tour?
Typically, I like to do about 5 days. 5 long days. In that time, it's, that's pretty much enough time to get some new material together. I typically don't do, a huge amount of new material. I've never liked bands that did that. Because, people are going to come see you live because they know your catalog and your hits or whatever. So I like to definitely do that and then sprinkle in some new stuff. For me to rehearse 5 days, it gives me a chance to obviously learn whatever new material we're going to do, plus come up with new, different arrangements of older songs, which I think is important too. Yeah. Not just rehash the way that you've been doing them for 20 years, you know what I mean?
Right, keep them different.
Yeah. To me, I'm always flipping it out. Okay, let's segue from this song to this song now. How can we do that? Okay, this chord progression. Okay, and I'm very it's kind of democratic in our rehearsals. I'm very open to suggestions from everybody in the group, and everybody knows that. So it's definitely a cohesive, collaborative environment when we're rehearsing.
Okay.
I think that's important.
It's nice to be a part of a band where you would feel that sense of, hey, I can contribute to this, and I'm not being told to play it exactly this way. I can actually kind of bring myself into song.
Yeah, I still have final say-so. If I don't like something, I'd be like, nah, no, that sucks. Yeah. No, we're not doing that. But, I definitely welcome it. And, because I can't think of everything on the spot. So, okay, guys, how do we end this one? And we might go through 4, 5, 6 different types of endings until we find one that, that one's nice. Because a lot of songs on records obviously just kind of fade out. They don't have endings, so you got to come up with them.
Are you playing the V piano on this tour?
I'll actually be doing the RD700 GX. V piano, while it has actually a better piano sound, is a little harder to get around the country consistently. Number 2, it only has piano sounds in it. So the RD has piano sounds plus extra sounds, like, lead synths, Rhodes, strings, whatever, extra stuff. So if I do need to play something different, I have that option.
So are all of your sounds coming from that unit, or?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
Well, that makes it easy. You don't have to carry a MacBook Pro around or anything.
Nope. I hate that. To me, the less technology on stage, the better. Because a lot of times we're doing festivals, and it's called, you have 15 minutes to set up and sound check. Go. I'm like, holy crap, and I can't do anything. I'm just standing around. So to me, the least amount of things that could potentially technically go wrong, the better. So I got my one sound, and that's what I play. And it works. So my keyboard player, however, I actually got 2 keyboard players. I got a bunch of stuff, so but they deal with those.
Well, thank you so much. Was there anything else you wanted to mention about the new album that we didn't get to cover?
Yeah, you kind of know about the rest of it. It's definitely like you said, a lot of collaborations, a lot of great vocalists. From Faith to Avant, Kenny, and Brian McKnight, of course, and that was definitely I stepped up the game in terms of that. I haven't done that much in the past. I just kind of see myself going more in that direction. So maybe this is a little stepping stone towards the future. So I like doing it. It's